by Emlyn Begley. BBC Sport share this with Tuesday sees arguably the greatest mismatch of any cup final in football history. At the Stade de France, Ligue 1 champions Paris St-Germain, one of the richest clubs on earth, face Les Herbiers, who are battling relegation from the 3rd division, in the Coupe de France final. To put it into a financial context, Les Herbiers' entire annual budget of €2 (£1.77 million) would pay the wages of PSG's injured striker Neymar for 16 days. This is a club who only reached the 3rd-tier Championnat National for the first time in 2015. If they are relegated this summer, a possibility with one game to go, they will be in the same division as Paris St-Germain's reserve team next season. Their opponents, PSG, have succeeded in 41 consecutive domestic cup games since January 22, 2014. Beat Les Herbiers, and it will be the 4th consecutive season they have won both the French Cup and French League Cup. Les Herbiers, who are the 5th team from the 3rd or 4th divisions to reach the final, are virtually bringing the whole town to the final. They have a population of 15,933 and have sold roughly 15,000 tickets. They have had to come through 7 rounds, compared to their 9 wins all season in the league, but have not had to face a League 1 side yet. In the semi-finals, they beat fellow 3rd-tier side Chambly in front of 34,653 fans in Nantes, relocating for the game as their Stade Missabiel home holds 5,000 and has an average attendance of 1,500. French football journalist Julien Lawrence, a regular on the BBC Radio 5 Live EuroLeague's football show, says the whole country will be behind the Minnows, bar PSG fans, of course. The reaction to Les Herbiers reaching the final has been fantastic, he says. We have a history in France of small teams from lower leagues doing well in the cup, so people almost expect a fairy tale story every year. And so they always react well to it. The French love a David versus Goliath game. So it is a huge deal. It could not be a more extreme final than this one, considering the budget of PSG and the one of Les Herbiers. The Minnows, unsurprisingly, would make history with a win. Nîmes, 1996, Amiens, 2001, and Quevilly, 2012, are the 3 3rd-division sides to reach the cup final in the past, with 4th-tier Calais playing in 2000, but all of them lost. 2 League 2 sides have won the French Cup, most recently Gongro in 2009. I think the main reason for lower league sides doing well in the cup is down to the fantastic level of French academies across the country, says Lawrence. Only a handful of players at the Lyon Academy, for example, will make it to the first team, but the others are still very good. They will get released and will bounce back in lower league clubs. So the level of lower leagues is very good in France, and those clubs often end up doing well in the cup. I reckon the Championnat National is a better level technically than the English League 1, but not as physical or intense. Teams like Les Herbiers play a nice style of football. It is perhaps unsurprising that the odds on Paris St-Germain to lift the trophy are a record-breaking low. PSG's odds to beat 3rd division Les Herbiers at 1-100 are the lowest we've ever seen for a cup final in one of Europe's elite competitions, says odds checkers Callum Wilson. The lower league team will have to pull off the biggest footballing upset in modern betting history if they are to complete the fairy tale and win the Coupe de France. There is one more issue to be dealt with after the cup final for Les Herbiers. Defeat in Friday's away trip to Béziers could send them to the Championnat National too. In a remarkably close division, 8 teams could still take the final relegation slot on the last day. Pull off football's greatest fairy tale before then, and Les Herbiers could be juggling the 4th tier with the Europa League adventure. Share this with